Alright, man. Well, it's T minus 0 and lift off. Well, not quite yet. But, good everybody, and welcome to another video. I'm your personal funky sea pilot. My name is Arkady Gidzenko, and I will be your captain for today's flight. And today's flight is going to be interesting. It is another attempt to fly to Detroit yesterday. And I think also know what went wrong there. After takeoff, the aircraft immediately was turning a little bit to the right, and the speed was getting a little bit funny. It seemed like a little weird. Then all of a sudden I simply overstressed the aircraft. I think I just oversped, so that's in the end obviously my mistake. Listen, man, are you just going to stand right in the way between our plane and the audience? I mean, that is not very considerate of you, but it is Airways. But okay, I must say I was in the way. Sure, whatever. Alright, so let's hop in. So I think that's actually what was wrong there. I thought I had armed the autopilot, but it's actually for engaging, as far as I know now. So let's just do not touch those for a while until we absolutely need them. So we're going to try this again. We're going to be trying to use the FMS down here and see if we can get ourselves from London City Airport, where we are now, to the Netherlands, to Rotterdam Airport, Rotterdam the Hague Airport. It should be like a 46-minute flight. So let's see if we can get this thing to work. It's quite a hands-on aircraft, this, you know. It's not like an Airbus or a Boeing, you know. There's lots of things that you have to keep on monitoring yourself, and actually doing yourself as well. Not just monitoring, but actually you have to make changes, and it's quite a lot, quite a heavy workload. So let's power this sucker up. Power the batteries, and let's get the APU going. Maybe first some mandatory lights, the anti-collision, and then the nav lights. So at least we got some visibility, some form of life. There's actual human beings inside this thing and about to do all kinds of things to the aircraft. So APU, turn that on, and then it will. This is basically, you wait a couple of seconds and then you press the big shiny start button here. They will see the RPM start to increase and the turbine gas temperature will start to increase as well. I believe the temperature should then drop to around 400 C or something. And I think the RPM should stay at around 100 there in the green area. So here's our APU. I believe it's actually this one right here at the bottom. Alright, so APU is ready. So let's turn on the APU bleed. Alright, so now let's see, we got the radio masters. Turn them on. And then this should power the FMS. Does not appear to be powered on yet. Maybe we actually need external power. Well, we are on APU, right? So I would think that would work. Oh, of course, we have to turn on the APU generator. Now, yesterday I was unable to see where all the lights come from. Looks like there's light shining on here. I don't know, maybe just the airport itself, like the apron. Not really sure. Doesn't matter too much. So we have power now. So let's turn on the FMS. So while this is booting, link using GSX. So let's first get our flight plan of the continue EGLC to EHRD. So these are waypoints. And let's see. No, not the charts. Aircraft, Simrief import, yes, that's very nice. So start the fueling, that will do it instant. So let's just do that instantly, that's okay with me. And then let's load the passengers on board. Request boarding. And I think I can hear the door opening next to us. Let's have a look at that. There you go, and the little stairway coming out.
Do you want to board through? We lost this one.
All right. The nav database expires 17 April 25, so we can accept this. And earlier tonight, basically while munching away my dinner, I looked a little bit at a video by 320 Sim Pilot. If you want to know, if you want to have experience, an experienced pilot talk about the systems and the entire aircraft and everything, definitely go check him out. But I'm assuming if you found my channel, then what are the chances that you haven't found his? So you probably already know about him, but if you don't, definitely go check him out. He's an awesome dude, and he's very smart. He knows a lot of things, and he has a very good way of explaining it as well. Like, you can tell, like, he really wants you to understand, and that's a unique and very cool feature for someone to have. Alright, so I looked at that a little bit to see sort of what to expect, but the rate that this guy is working, I'm like, okay, that's probably have to do this a couple of tries. But we're going to try it anyway. Just let's have some fun, So I believe then the first thing, you go to flight plan and just program everything in. Not sure if we have to select it. So we're at Echo Golf Lima Charlie, London City Airport, ICAO code, and then enter. And recognizing it, so I can accept. And then basically, if you have a departure, we can do that right now. Not to say I think you actually have to do it right now. So we got the ODUKU 1 Alpha departure. That's basically that's our departure. And what do we do here? I believe you go to menu. We saw this yesterday. Depart, and I believe we got this far. So we have runway 27, but that's not really saying on here. Let's actually go to the output and see the actual OFP. Oops, that's a little bit too far. And where are we right here? So out of runway 27, and then we have the ODUKU 1 Alpha. So runway 27. So you select, so it's number 2 on the list basically. So 2, that will be entered there. And you hit enter, and then you can choose the SID, and then we have ODUKU 1 Alpha, and that's number 2. So number 2, and enter. It's a little bit of a weird kind of FNS. If anything else we need, depart EGLC 27, SID is ODUKU 1 Alpha. I guess back to flight plan. So then we have our departure in here. So can we go next page or something? Does it work like that? I think so, number 6. So what is next? So where is our flight plan? It's this one. So M84. So I do know now how to do it. I mean, I should know. I just looked at it. M84 to collect them. So I believe you press list, and this brings a list of TORs, but also NDBs and everything. And we'll select airway. And then there's actually only one option that we can select, which is number 1. So we enter that, and that is it. And then this is taking us to collector, number 5.
Good evening.
And enter as well. So now that has been, so we have collecting in there as well. And then Papa 44 to RATLO. Papa 44, that's number 5. That music is really happy. It's taking us to RATLO, which is number 3. That's really happy music. Okay, so you know that usually all the music you hear on my channel is my own. Obviously, this is all music like from the aircraft. Okay, so this is where I just flight. Just I do not want to take credit, obviously. Alright, so we have P44 to RATLO. To RATLO, that's in, and then there is another airway to REDFA, but REDFA is also our arrival. So that's Mike 197 to REDFA. So list Mike 197, that's number 1. What I actually like about this is that it sort of should be, I don't know, like it's, these are like the only options, I guess. I don't know, it seems like things are making a bigger context, which is pretty cool. So number 1, that is M197, and then we get off at REDFA, which is number 7. So where's the 7? We put it in, enter. This is the bit where I was not paying a lot of attention, so if it's runway 24, let's first check the weather, because on Navigraph it actually said runway 24 is not in use. So before we do that, let's go METAR. Rotterdam 340 at 8 knots. That would be runway 24, I guess, right? Am I missing something? So 340, I would choose runway 24. So we'll choose runway 24. So we don't have to change anything there. So let's just go back to the output. So now we know Rotterdam runway 24. So put in Echo Hotel Romeo Delta for Rotterdam ICAO code. Enter. And we can accept. That is where we're going. And I believe then again you go menu. And we choose arrival. Runway 24, that is number 2 in the list, so select number 2 and you enter it. Then for the star, we should have the REDFA, I believe it was 1 alpha, where's the next page button? REDFA 3 Romeo. Just double check, REDFA 3 Romeo. And that's it.
Cabin crew, arm doors and cross check.
REDFA 3 Romeo, that's number 9. I was getting used to that music, man. So, star will be number 9 from this list, the REDFA 3 Romeo, enter. And then for the approach, we will take ILS Zulu runway 24, that is number 3. And we enter. That should be it. Flight plan, and now we should have our entire flight plan. So, LCW01, LCNO2, 04, ODUKU, Tovgu, Clacton, RATLO, REDFA, and then there's the final approach bit, basically. So we also do have some altitude constraints. I might not worry myself in this video too much about it, but we'll see. But at least you can go to the nav page, but I believe right now it won't do you very much, but I believe when you're flying you can use it to determine your top of descent. In that sense, it looks pretty decent actually. Just a little bit different, but that's never wrong, right? Anyway, so I think that is it, and then we should also put in the fuel, and as I understand, the fuel, you don't put it in as such, it is through here, you just monitor it, see if everything's okay. And fuel on board 3566, I think that makes sense, because I think yesterday we were able to set it to kilograms, so 3580 block fuel. So we do have a little bit less, probably because we're using a little bit of fuel for the APU that is now running. And was there anything else? This has a second page. Do not dare touch that. So zero fuel weight, gross weight. So let's see here. Basically just like in the RJ. The RJ series. Let's go to aircraft and we'll see our gross weight 27771. And here as well, it's minus the 1. Zero fuel weight 24205. 205 says 206. So all that information appears there. 63 passengers. So I guess we can just acknowledge. We don't have to like really literally acknowledge it. It's already just here. So what else do we have? Data. What was data again? Nothing. Fuel. Tune is we can put some things in here. Like the radio and the nav radio. Previous, next, power down, performance page. I believe it's just showing you things. But as far as I know, you will not be able to put things in here. It's just like for monitoring, as far as I know. Menu just is with any page, or with some pages you can check the menu button. It will have a menu. What does takeoff tell us? What can we do with takeoff? Oh, that's blue and it doesn't work maybe? Is that how it works? ETP, PNR. I don't want to break anything. Alright, so can we go back? No, that's something else. So let's just choose a different page, I guess. So list, no, VNav. There's a direct tool page. We want to use that. Nav, I think I saw something here as well. If it's something with the heading, but alright, so let's just put this now to the, what is it? Flight plan. So we have our flight plan up here. So boarding has finished. We have our fuel on board. What is this saying here? Aircraft weight 27.8. Alright, so I think we can go ahead and start up. See which, let me see which light buttons do what again. Should be this one. For the overhead. Hello everybody, so let's close the door. And let's get Mike into position. Mike, thank you for joining us again today. Alright. So what actually will be our cruising altitude, does it say in here? No, we didn't enter any of that information, did we? So, flight plan, off the 210, I believe it's just like yesterday. I'm gonna go straight up to flight level 210. I mean, the longer I'm thinking about this aircraft, the more I'm amazed that I actually have flown this a couple of times and landed it successfully. So like just using VOR. And then just being in here right now, thinking about things, it's not making it a lot better. Anything we can do with GSX, because we think that's still not necessary. Prepare for pushback and departure. Well, there is not really a pushback. We actually will just drive straight out, so I guess we can just close that. Okay, so yes, let's have some instrument lights here. I'm not sure what they do again. What do they? Engine instrument lights. Okay, well, a little bit, thank you. I guess we just start it up, man. Just to do it slowly, bit by bit. Just turn on the seatbelt sign and the no smoking. Arm the emergency exit lights. So we are now on battery sonic and we're on APU. I'm thinking we can just go ahead and start like this. Give that a shot. So the engine starter master 2 on, and let's start up engine number 2 and see if anything. See, I forgot. Can we stop this process at all? I don't think so, can we? Let's just turn off the auto, the starter master. We obviously need to open our fuel pumps. And then we'll try again. So engine starter master 2 on. And start engine number 2. And that should give us the N2 here. And that's somewhere between 10 and 20 we can add the fuel. So cruising level 210. There it is. It's amazing how quiet the cabin, the flight deck is. But that's engine number 2 and engine number 1. Here's our N2 gauge. That should be enough to give it some fuel. Let's go ahead and disarm the thrust lock. Or the gas lock, I should say, not thrust lock, it's the gas lock. So what is it doing? Oh, that's 2 running engines. So let's get rid of the chocks, so aircraft chocks can go. So we'll climb straight up to flight level 210. And you can set the pitch command. There is not really a full-blown flight director. You can just use it sort of for your pitch. To, for instance, again, not working just like yesterday. I forgot why. If we go Warlock, there you go, and then it comes alive. So you need to choose like a mode on the autopilot system. We'll choose Warlock for our GPS, and then this is on GPS. You can also have it on nav, and then we'll follow the nav1 or nav2 radio, whichever one is active. So it's following GPS today. And this you could pitch up to like 10 degrees or something for a departure. We don't set the course just yet. It will be, we'll just use these for the ILS. And we could maybe just start or at least turn on the nav1 and the nav2 radio for when we need them. And all we have to do later is just enter the frequency, and that's it. So that should be it. The engines are running. Trust me, they look happy. You ever seen a happy engine? This is what it looks like. So the flaps go to number 6. That's 6 degrees. And we turn on the landing, no, not the landing lights, but the taxi lights. This one, need to remember, has 2 clicks. And the strobe we can turn on at the runway. I'm thinking that is it. So after takeoff, we will then engage the autopilot. Now I'm not sure. It would actually be really nice if there was a button on the on the yoke. Usually it's probably something like this. Click it, see if that does anything, or maybe just say autopilot disconnect. That could also be. So what we can do is just set the yaw damper and the autopilot. We then click it. There you go. The yaw damper stays on, but it's okay, I guess. So let's leave the yaw damper on. And hope we do not crash again. And then we have to manage our speed as well. So let's have a look at the speed gauge. So 200 knots, 150, 30. And I believe from the last flight that we did in the United States, I believe the speed maximum basically for overstressing the engines will change according to your altitude. So that's actually quite interesting. I believe it was this aircraft and it will actually change. So sometimes it might be earlier, sometimes it might be later. Alright, so I think we're pretty much set up. We have I think maybe one thing, the bleed system. We're not quite there yet. Which was the next one? Let's see. I think these can go. These are on auto. Vital heat and vane heat. So I'm not really sure about this panel here. It's the anti-icing. Well, we'll see. So parking brake released and get out of here. So as I said earlier, what I think happened yesterday is that I already set the autopilot to on, like basically like now, and just started taxiing and then taking off, and then started to complain about the aircraft not doing what I wanted it to do. Which is basically the first and the best excuse to turn off any kind of autopilot if you know it's on. But you know, I wasn't aware that I had to turn it on myself. I thought I just armed it. We got Swiss there and some British Airways. I mean, we have flown ILS in this aircraft, but then the navigation used was all like VOR to VOR, and in this case the aircraft will be using the GPS. I think we might be speeding a little bit here. Alright, so let's slow it down a bit. So let's just line ourselves up now. Noises, these sounds are really cool. Right, we'll use this. Let's set the parking brake. It's always the safest option, right? Now let's get some working lights. There you go. So we'll not engage the autopilot yet. And we'll deal with the autopilot modes after takeoff. Let's turn on the landing lights. This bit is actually still too dark, but I haven't found the light switch for that yet. And our strobe light can go on as well. And I don't think we have any squawk code set, so let's do something. Squawk Charlie. And you go squawk to on. We have our flaps set. There is no auto brake or anything that we need for like an RTO. So I think we'll just progress the thrust levers all the way forward, and then we just get this sucker going. One final thing, totally forgot. I mean, that's the thing, you know, just jump into these things. So what does it say here? Flap 6, so it's V1 speed and rotate, 127 knots. It's a little dark, not sure if you can see. Let's get more up close and personal. So 127 knots, V2, 134. And actually when you go click it, it will set these little sort of reminders for you automatically. That's pretty cool. But we'll use flap 6 takeoff, 127 knots. So get the power to around 50%. Parking brake released. Let's go full thrust.
Cabin is secured.
That's good because we're rolling
80 knots. Rotate.
Okay, we are up.
Positive climb. Gear.
So I think I'll just set the autopilot, turn that on immediately. And let me just double check to see if it's actually on.
Believe so.
Looks like it. We can retract our flaps.
Set climb power.
Climb power, so we go back a little bit. Oops. Just a little bit on the, let's do that again. I don't know, somewhere around there. See how I do the south. And we go to beam. And beam will actually take us to our first waypoint in 3.7 miles. To a heading of 354 degrees. That's LCW01. So let's monitor our speed and our climb rate. Because our speed is at this rate is never going to go way too fast, so maybe if we can get like a different climb angle. We're now at almost 4,000 feet per minute, so if we maybe put this to like 2,000 feet per minute and choose vertical speed on, is it going to listen then to us? Looks like it. This is going below. Oh, let's see, let's turn this one off here for a second. Our speed slowly climbing. So is our aircraft. We're doing a little over 1,000 feet per minute. Mostly concerned about the speed. And we're actually now on the way to the second waypoint. So let's quickly have a look at that. So heading 074 to LCN 02 in 8.2 nautical miles. And we need to be there 3,000 feet or probably all above. Oops, that's the wrong one. So 074, now 7.9 miles. So well, you get the idea. So that bit appears to be working. Let's have a look outside. That's London City, real world time, real world weather. I think that's London Heathrow Airport, right there. Alright, but let's quickly get back inside before we get cold. Alright, so the climb rate now like 1100 or actually 1000 feet per minute. It's okay for our speed. We could maybe go a little lower. Let's get a little bit more close and see exactly what all the bars are saying. So 5, 1. So like this should be like 1000 feet per minute. Let's go 5 a little bit, have the aircraft accelerate a little bit more. What could maybe do if we simply go, basically what you do shortly after takeoff usually. Let's just like lower our nose a little bit. The aircraft will start to accelerate a lot quicker. Well, at least it's noticeably quicker. And then we can maybe see if we can aim for flight level 210 using the IAS mode, and this should keep the current speed, and therefore it will adjust its pitch, so you won't go too fast and not go too slow, and this will take you up. I must say speed is actually not going up that quickly. So next waypoint coming up, 20 miles, 064 degrees. And this is interesting. Okay, so we have to click next ourselves. There's some interesting weather ahead of us. Look at those layers. It looks quite interesting. So speed definitely increasing, but still not crazy. I'm actually gonna get a little bit more out of our engines now. And that's definitely noticeable. Yeah, because Mike, who's joining us again as well today. Hi Mike. He said set climb thrust. So I just went back a little bit on the throttle, but this is going a lot better. And we can even increase our rate of climb. You know what, let's actually go like 1000 feet per minute. And it looks like the speed is actually not very impressed with this climb rate. It looks like it just keep on going at basically the same rate. That's pretty cool. And it keeps on going. So let's switch over now to IAS, see if that's actually going to work out as planned. So the vertical speed light is off. It's going to 4000 feet per minute, because otherwise it's afraid it will accelerate. And this is basically taking us up, so we're at 10,000 feet now. And I'm definitely missing like an overhead light here. Should be there somewhere. But let's get the floodlights, maybe not really helping. Alright, landing lights can turn off. And the taxi lights as well. Okay. And the seatbelt signs for the passengers is this one. Okay, this is like total overkill. That's a lot better. So I'm not sure what this one is tuned into now. It's probably just one of the VORs there, or the nav 1 and 2 radio stations, radio. So B mode IAS, this is getting us to our cruising altitude, and the speed is quite steady, so that's definitely working. Now, all these lighting switches are like, we also have these lights, but I don't think they don't do anything. It's just like little beams. Let's actually turn them off. So you got all these lighting buttons like everywhere scattered around, so there's like no like one panel with all of the light switches next to each other. It's a little bit funny, like, hey Jake, we need a light there. Oh, but we just finished the aircraft. Well, just put it there. Where was the... This is just way too dark. Let me turn on my flashlight. We have a bunch of buttons here. Let's get rid of the yoke for a bit. So I'm not sure what this one's. I think not the panel here. White floodlights. That really helps a bit. But here it would be nice if we had a light on the center pedestal as well. Engine instrument lights, well, it's not the one we need, but So that's quite funny, they have all these buttons. So we have that one, and here to the right, what is this? White floodlight. Floodlight, let's look at this. But still, here, nothing bad. Anything up here maybe? Normal, what is, I'm afraid. I'm not gonna do it, it says test. Alright, anyway. Also the floodlights go for, let's see. Oh, you both have your own floodlight button, so you can sort of battle if you want. There, Mike, you just sit in the dark, you know, something like that. But we won't do that. I'm sorry, Mike. I do not intend to use you as a prop or anything. You are a person in your own right. That's so much for PC correctness. So 21 miles until the next waypoint. We're at almost at cruising altitude. Let's see if we turn on alert. And there we got our warning, so that's pretty nice. And if we auto on and alt on, so alt is probably alt hold. So if we do auto on, I would assume and more likely hope that it will level off. If it does, we'll see the angle of attack arrow go to 0, but then the speed will definitely increase. So let's dial back on the speed here. It looks like she's sort of trying to hold, right? So we do have that. So the interesting thing now with regards to our FMS is like we do have the flight plan and everything, but we do not have any visual representation. You know, like like in this case I have Navigraph. You know, so let's go the entire route. So you can sort of see, you can basically see precisely where you are. So at least you can like confirm that what we're doing is correct, but you know, it should work without this as well. We will need charts. I mean, in real life you also would use charts, just maybe not like a GPS, but you will always have the charts. And let's actually have a look at those, because I want to see our arrival, or actually the arrival runway, the ILS runway 24, ILS Zulu for 24, that is this one. We need the frequency and the track heading 236, and it will be 110.9. 110.9, so we put it in the nav 1. We can actually also maybe put it in the number 2. Okay, so we have our frequency up here, and then the course. What was it? 234? 236. Let me quickly check on the speed. That appears to be okay. So 236 on both. So this will be our final approach course. This will be the ILS frequency. So we can just choose ILS. We just change it to. We'll leave it at lock once we want to intercept the localizer, but we'll just change from GPS to nav, and that nav will then listen to the nav 1 radio. And then once we are lined up, we can choose GS here for the glide slope. And then here for the vertical mode, in the mode selector, we choose glide. So it will guide us down. Speed 250 knots, yeah, so maybe a little bit slowish, but I'm after yesterday, I'm a little bit scared. Like during the weekend, I had like 4 streams or something, and 2 of those I crashed. You know, so yeah. And I really liked actually this the thumbnail for this video. The colors were nicely coordinated, and then we were standing on the ground like for 1 hour or whatever, and then finally we take off and we crash. or basically overstress the aircraft, not an actual crash, but yeah. And that's over, you know. So yeah, so I'm a little bit scared to overstress it, but at the same time, you know, pushing the envelope in the land of the oblivious. But we're holding at flight level 210. I want to check something else, and we better do it sooner rather than later. We're still 26 miles from our next waypoint. That will be REDFA, which is already basically the start of our arrival. So let's have a look at the arrival. So REDFA will be here. And the first, basically, we could descend to 6,000 feet. So when to do that, and that's, I'm not really sure if I'll be able to do that as well. I think you can go VNAV from present position and to. I'm already lost. I mean, we should be at REDFA, and I don't see any REDFA here. Is there a way to click this? There you go. And then next page, REDFA, number 9. And enter. From present position. And then, I'm not really sure what is in here, but I believe you should be able to set a target vertical speed. So let's say we want to descend at 2,000 feet per minute. Then we should actually have already started our descent. So basically, if we want to do it from our present position, we need to descend at 5,000 feet per minute. So that's probably not going to happen exactly like that, but let's at least do something. So let's dial in 6,000 feet. Let's get this neutral for a second. So dial in 6,000 feet. So this is a little bit crude the way I'm doing it for 6,000, and vertical speed. I'm just going to start with 400 feet per minute. I don't know if that's wrong. So the nose should go down, so the engines go to idle, and then the engines will start complaining, and you can just simply cut the sound with the horn silencer. And then we monitor our speed. We do not want it to shoot up, so the engines are at full idle now. So, still noisy, but they are on full idle. And you know what, I think I'm going to turn on the landing lights and everything, because I can already predict I'm probably going to be so busy I'm going to forget lots of things. And next time let me just find out where all the lights are, because there definitely should be a light down here as well for night operations, right? Alright. So we're plummeting down at about 4,000 feet per minute. Let's see what the VNAV is saying. So basically now it wants us to be, yeah, obviously it's going to get worse and worse. And if we go to our flight plan page, because I do not want to descend below this any more crazy, 6,000 feet. Next would be, so basically next will be 2,000 feet. So what if we say RD252? So VNAV, and the 2 we select RD212. Oh, 252 then I think it was. Let's double check that when we're done. Enter, and we want to be there at 2,000. We need to be there at 2,000 feet, but then we need to change our altitude, of course. What's our speed doing? It is definitely increasing. So let's set this to 2,000 feet quickly. And we may have to deploy the speed brake for a little bit. So now, from our present position, that's 650 feet per minute. So this is a lot better place to be in. So we don't have to go all like crazy. So let's say we go like 1,000 feet per minute. It's also better for our speed, right? And we are still descending, actually quite slowly. So just go a little, get a little fast. So flight plan wise, where are we? Previous. So from REDFA on our way to Muscles, and that'll be 45 miles, so we do have a way to go to get there. No, this is not counting down, this is just the plan. So we should check here. We have 42.3 miles to go at a course of 113. Course of 113, but the distance is 45. What's our speed doing? Actually getting very low. So I think I'll just increase our rate of descent. And I think the aircraft also, oh, never mind, still have the speed brakes out, of course. That's very clever of me. Well, there's absolutely jack shit to see outside. Well, speed's increasing. We're now basically aiming for 2,000 feet, but looking at, I think, you know, we can actually just go to 6,000. I mean, we're now at 8,000 feet. I definitely need some lights up here, man. This is taking way too long to see things. It's just that it's so bright. Alright, so where were we? Let's go 6,000. Alert on. So like in 600 feet we should hear the alert. Because I think we will actually make that. And I can show you what I mean. So we're on our way to Muscles. We should be there at 6,000. So if we go to VNAV, Muscles, from our present position, minus 100. So we're already there, minus 50, and then until it's too late, then we're there. So yeah, so I looked, yeah, I skipped over the Mesos waypoint. So it's definitely a different kind of system, for sure. Let's go back to the flight plan page. And I believe it also says, it should know that after Mesos it will go next to RD 252 at 2,000 feet, and I believe this would at some point like auto update or something that like would let you know. But we're still on our way to Muscles. Altitude pre-select, but this it keeps on going. Look at that. So. Yeah, I didn't put it on auto. So putting it on hold now, so we're holding at 5,000 feet. So now that we're holding, we should also watch our speed. Yeah, so let's just set this accordingly then. Let's just go 5,000. So now to see how this is going to guide us down. I'm not quite sure yet. Basically I want to see when we, yes, so let's just put in RD 252. Let's just do that. It's such a weird system. Look, and I'm accidentally pressing the wrong button. There's a power button like hidden there. Right beam cancel. So next page. Next page, RD 252 is number 11. by the time we figured it out, we were already landed. So minus 200 feet per minute from our present position. And we could do that, or if you want to descend at 2,000 feet per minute, our target vertical speed, then the top of descent is in 64 miles. So that's basically, it makes sense. So for the speed, we're quite low, 5,000 feet. Let's have a look at the map view. And yeah, you know, I think usually it'd probably still be going a lot quicker. So maybe REDFA wasn't supposed to be 7,000, but muscles. Let me check if we can see that in here. And I think that's actually muscles and not REDFA. So that's why we basically hurried down a little bit too quickly. But well, here we are. Since we actually do have 20 miles to go, why don't I see if we could actually climb to 6,000? Oops. So for instance now say, no, say IAS. Well, that's not really going very quick, is it? Unless like we tell it to go quick. Like 1,000 feet per minute. It's just a minute of madness. So VS on. There you go. And maybe even compensate with a little bit of thrust. Just, I don't know, to fly decently or something, you know. Sort of like with some consideration. You know, it would be cool to fly this one on VATSIM at some point as well, you know. Alert on, alt on. Okay, so alt on means it's holding altitude, 6,000 feet. So at least now we're sort of back on profile. Because actually we're not allowed to be below 6,000 feet at muscles. Let's check the transition altitude. I think we'll need to look on the final approach chart. Transition altitude 3,000 feet. Let's get the local QNH. METAR. So we got 1018. And I'm not sure if I'm using this one correctly. because actual, this is the actual, so I'm not really sure. MB, not really sure. At the same time, I think I feel just better myself to keep them the same. Our speed is okay like this. Definitely not too fast. But we also don't want to be a lot slower now, actually. Maybe that's about 86, 87% of N1. So we already turned on the landing lights. Let's see for the localizer. Do I have a localizer? That would be nav. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so that's my approach briefing completed. Speed appears to be maybe increasing a little bit. So local QNH was 1018, I believe. 1018, and the winds 8 knots, 340, 8 knots, diesel. We do not need to forget to arm the ground spoilers. Oh, there's something here, climb and take off. We didn't touch those. I guess let's leave it for now. Let's try the dome lights. And put it to red. Look at that. That I like. Let's love that. Can we get rid of the lights there? Yeah, we surely can. Love that. Still a little bit bright actually to me. I would like... I believe there might actually be two settings. There's dim. Oops. And there's also bright, so this is dim. But this is very nice. It's like a red light is also very nice when you're doing like stargazing, like with the star chart and everything at night. And then you need a little light to read some maps or something. And then if you use a red light, it's better for I don't know, but the receptacles inside your eye. It does look like you're feeling some wind effects or seeing some wind effects. If you look like straight past this corner here outside, you can see like the nose is going left to right a little bit as well. So it's night time, so unfortunately not a lot to see outside. So yeah, we're a little bit low. There's the Netherlands coming into view. So this is what we're doing now, so it's now flank the approach after Masons. The approach is not like on here. It will be on here. So I would actually expect us to appear here as well at some point. But anyway, we'll be using the Atwit. I don't think we have RD252. So that's basically, let's see how that's going to work out at 2,000 feet and then take a very sharp turn and land. So when do we start descending? There's actually still another 28 miles to go if we descend at 2,000 feet per minute. If you want to descend now, we can descend at around 800 feet per minute. And let's see, we are receiving the ILS 20 miles. Maybe we can actually do that. So let's set the altitude for 2,000 feet. And what is our interception altitude? That is 2,000 feet. That's RD252. So 2,000 feet, and then let's say we descend at, let's think now. Let's go 1,000 feet per minute. So auto on and vertical speed on. So now the nose will drop. And at this rate, this should bring us precisely where we want to be. And maybe it's wise to... Oh, our speed is actually a little bit high. So let me bring back the throttle, but also deploy the air brakes for a little bit to get below 250 knots. I do like this weather, man. We also have the blue lights here to remind us of the about the speed brake being deployed. Right, so let's release speed brake now. And there's like a pressure gauge here as well for the speed brake. Alright, exciting. It's not necessarily a difficult aircraft, but it is a definitely hands-on aircraft for sure. We're still on beam mode, still two green lights on the GPS, and we're still following GPS. So at some point we will switch over. So we're now 13 miles from where? I think actually from RD252, right? Let's see on the actual flight plan page. We're doing REDFA next. Yeah, so we're on our way to RD252, but don't look at the number there. We should be there at 2,000 feet. RD252, we're at 4,100 feet. Speed's getting a little bit high. Oops, that's a little bit too enthusiastic. And so yeah, we're still descending. And let's descend a little bit quicker, just so we arrive slightly early. And we're at 9 miles. Okay, so like in 9 miles, we're going to take a right turn, and we'll turn off the. We'll switch over to nav, and then we should actually get ready to switch over to GS Auto. And otherwise, we'll just do a manual landing or a manual approach. So the speed, definitely, yeah. Let's get the horn, silencer. So some air brakes now. So I guess we should sort of prepare for to land, because I think if we look at the chart here, like we're probably like, oh there you go. Oh, that's an impossible angle, isn't it? How the hell is that going to work? That's never going to work. I did not see that happening. But there's still things we can do, I guess. Yeah, but that's something like looking at it, you know, like if we don't have a top-down view like we do now, then how the hell, you know, are you going to figure that out? But I'll think about this during the next couple of days. Like surely there must be a way, you know, when you see all this, probably looking at the, I don't know, the headings. Okay, so we're turning now. Let's see if we can see where we are then on the chart. So it's looking interesting. I don't think this is going to work. Did not level off at 2,000 feet again. So I probably forgot to turn it to auto. The vertical speed off. And let's hold altitude here. So now let's cheat a little bit and look outside. Because our next waypoint should be runway in 5 miles. So what if we turn on nav? What's our speed doing? It's slow. Let's get the speed brakes back in. Flaps and gear down. Maybe a little bit premature to put the gear down, but we're not intercepted yet. this would be a really close call. 4 miles. Let's quickly turn on glide slope, see if that is not picking up. It looks like we should be aligned, or does it? Let me quickly check something. I'm not quite sure. And I must say, sometimes in Microsoft Flight Simulator, the runway lights for Rotterdam airport are simply not working at night. It is the stupidest thing. Okay, so are we now 2 miles, so we should definitely have some sort of visual. Not looking like this, like we are to the right, to the left of the track. So now we're just like, oh, what was it saying? Oh, I think it was saying going around maybe.
Localizer.
Oh, localizer. Really? Are we, something happening? Probably overhead then. There, this looks like a road. Yeah, here's the runway below us. Okay. So what's it going to do now? What's our speed? That's a little bit low. Let's get our gear up. And go full throttle. And autopilot off. And we climb. So let's just climb to like 2,000 feet. But then I think one bit is a little bit annoying is the heading bug. It's all really small, but you know, and then like when you're focusing on heading bug, then your nose starts to go up, and then you know, you're looking at your nose, you're missing and zooming out. You know, that's a little bit weird. We work both in the flight simulator sometimes. So 3,000 feet, well, I'll take it. So we'll do altitude hold on, but it's not going to work yet. Let's see. Go to heading mode and autopilot on, see and roll, let's choose heading. And then alt on, so it should now stay at 3,800 feet or whatever it is that we are. And then now we manage our speed. So I was actually thinking when you're like doing stuff like this, something unexpected happens in the simulator. Basically the same principle applies like to me in my brain. I'm just thinking like what does it say? Navigate, aviate, navigate, communicate. So first make sure you're flying, you're not crashing the aircraft, and then make sure that you actually have a direction, and then from there you communicate with your surroundings. I think the same applies here, the same principle. So I was just thinking, okay, so we're here. We can try and land it, but there's nothing, you know, to do. So what we have to do is sort of go around. I'm not going to follow any procedure here. Like there is a procedure, but you know, we were not even like on track or anything. So I'm thinking, what do we need to do? The first thing I want to do is to have a sort of like a safe place, right? So what does a safe place mean? The minimum, which is flying, and then after that, direction, you know. And then so. I think that's sort of like a prioritization thing to get my head around, because sometimes you might be like, oh, I'll do this and I'll do that and do everything at the same time. So just try to stay cool, you know, be like Fonzie. What is it, Fuzzy? The Fonzie bear. Anyway, and you know, so yes, so now we're at in some sort of stable position, okay? So we're losing distance from the airport or whatever. That's not too big. That's not too bad, you know. We're on an aircraft, we have fuel. So we're at 3,800 feet. Our speed is steady. We do not have the speed brakes out. It's good news that the flaps are all up and the gear is actually still down. I thought we had retracted the gear. I really thought I retracted the gear and then chose to go up. So that's going to affect our speed. So 250 would be the max. So let's throttle back a little bit. So now we just navigate. Luckily we do have something of charts here as well that could help us, right? So I think that's basically what I'm going to do. I mean, how the hell? You know, well, you could figure runway 24, so 235, so, you know, 06, like 055 or something for the reciprocal. Yeah, well, maybe we could actually try that. Looks like we're sort of on runway heading still, so that's actually pretty neat. So let's actually do this. Let's do that. So let's first do a left turn. So 240, that would be 150. And that's a little bit annoying again. So get the heading block into view here, and here's the button. Turn it. Fortunately, pressing and hold it makes it go quite quick. So that helps. So let's first do a left turn. So we are now 19 miles from the ILS. And this turn is taking a little bit, so maybe we just keep on turning now. So it could be that there's no lights at the runway, which should not be a problem. I mean, with the aircraft with ILS, you should be able to do landings and poor visibility as well, right? So let's try to manage our speed. I'm not sure what the flap extension speed is. Is it here? Flaps. It's a bit hard to read. I don't know. 200 knots? No. Let's see. We do have signal. So that should be counting down. We're basically flying straight to the runway, but then from the other side. So we could vector ourselves like once 30, like let's say 45 degrees to the right, then once back straight, and then 45 degrees to the left, and then actually another 45 degrees to the left, and then 90 down. We just line ourselves up like that. So we can just wait until this reaches 0, and then it reaches like 20 miles again. That should give us plenty of time to set ourselves up for an ILS approach to Rotterdam and runway 24. So I'm guessing now is as good a time as any to turn the seatbelt sign on. So let's not do not tell my boss that we did this. All these crazy maneuvers. So 250 knots. Might be a little bit fast, but at the same time, maybe let's just keep that for a bit to keep things going a little. So So what our deviation is basically from, oh, I think actually we should be able to tell. But the thing is, I do not know how many miles these dots are. But these dots are there for a reason. And I should actually tell you how many miles out from deviating you are. So let's say, for instance, if it's, you know, like if it's 1 mile, you know, it's like 2 miles. What is it, 5 and 5, so like 10 miles, you know. Could maybe get some idea when this, if this might not reach 0 precisely. So actually that would sort of tell us. So I'm guessing it might be 10 miles. So that would mean that after 10 miles it should actually start counting up again, and the runway should be like to our left, you know. But it's still counting down, so maybe it's like 2.5 and 2.5 or whatever, 3 or 3, and I have really no idea. .9, 7.8, still counting down. Speed holding steady, I'm happy with that, so let's keep that. 7.3, 7.1. Where the hell is the thing? And there is seriously, there's a very good chance that it is not lit. And we'll basically not be able to see it from here. 6.3, 6.2, it's still counting down. Looks like there could fit a runway between whatever that is. Where are we now? 5.6. 5.5, still counting down. Speed's okay, 250. 5.5, I think it's going slower or not. 5.4. 5.4, it's at 5.4, it's changing over. So we are now right next to the runway at 5 miles, 5.4 miles. So at least we can sort of deduct that we have about 5 miles lateral deviation from the track, and then start counting up again. So that's good to know. That will take us 5 miles, so it's probably like 2.5 or something miles. These little dots. So let's wait until we are at 20 miles. So we don't have to do like a little bit to the right and then left. We just go straight and then just do another left turn. And I already calculated in a little bit by going straight, so we did a left turn. Then when going really slowly, it was like, well, since we're going so slow, let's do that. So we just repeat something like that. Then we should be well within the 30 or the 60 degree, or it's a 30 degree. Yeah, basically on both sides, but on one side 30-degree angle to intercept the localizer. If you're still following what I'm trying to say, I do apologize if you don't. But feel free to ask if you have any questions, or if you have any remarks, let me know as well. So in terms of landing, since I have a little bit extra time now, look, we can actually also see this here. So we could, well, I guess you can probably enter all these waypoints as well. We could also actually just use this to look, but I must say, I do like the idea of rogue flying like we're now, you know. So let's just give this a shot. But I do want, yes, the minimums. That's what I wanted. To have our minimums. To 2,000 feet, the beginning of the glide slope, but we're probably not using a waypoint at all. just radio navigation ILS. So let's see for our, let's say that in our aircraft we go like 455, like the lowest. Actually, no, we're allowed to do, let's say 200 something. And I think it's already at 200. Well, you can actually go precise. Let's go 214. You can test this as well if you press it. So that's your decision altitude. So that's what you will see and hear when the decision altitude is reached. So let's start our descent to 2,000 feet. We're now 14 miles. So let's go vertical speed on. And we watch our speed a little. So let's dial that down a little bit. So I'm liking this, man. So speed's definitely increasing a bit. Let's get our speed brakes out for a bit. And we're now 18 miles. Let's go down a little bit quicker. Let's actually keep the speed brake standard for a while. And we choose, I don't know, something like this, like 2,000 feet per minute. So just a short little dive, if you will. And let's see if we put it on auto at 2,000 feet, then should level off. Good point. Let's switch to local QNH immediately. To 1018. Okay, so we're still in a safe place basically, right? Our speed is getting better like this. So let's retract the speed brake. Speed brake light is off. So we're at local QNH. We're 21 miles. So let's do a left turn. So it'll be 330 degrees or so. And we're still in heading mode. So it's also good actually to remember to put it on beam and on turret is already pre-armed at nav. But first let's get this turn done. So we now know that from our position here to the yellow line, well, the yellow line will come to us. That will be about 5 miles or so. But then at the same time, it doesn't matter all that much since we're going to be using radio navigation from now on. So basically that was the turn. So let's do that again, like nice and slowly. Like an old man easing into a warm bath. And this should get us within like 30 degrees of the glide slope, or sorry, of the localizer signal. So we're still very safe, 24 miles out. Let's get rid of the pitch command altogether. Speed, yeah, okay. So speed is a little bit high. Okay, so now let's switch over to nav. So we go to Voorlock and to beam, and you can see we are there, but it's not green yet. So I don't think we are captured by the localizers quite yet, but there is a glide slope already as well. You can see, but we're still 21 miles out. Speed is about 250 knots, a little bit fast, but for now I think we can keep it. See if we do have runway lights. Again, I think really they're turned off. Really, with this airport, sometimes it's flight simulator at night. they turn off the lights for some reason. Then, for instance, if we like quit the game or like restart the flight now, and then go back here, then it might be on. It appears a little random. Okay, look at that. We're captured by the localizer, so that's good news. So now the aircraft is going to get us, hopefully, in a good place. So beam, Warlock, so that should get us lined up. So I'm really hoping to see this yellow line get back to join the central line. And we're 70 miles out, so let's go back on the throttle and we silence the horn. Let's arm the spoilers. And let's see if we can get flap 1 to get a little bit of drag. That's actually 6 degrees. We'll go back on our speed a little bit more. So the course deviation indicators showed less and less deviation now. So we're almost on center line. And we got 40 miles to go, and we got a little bit to go, and then we have to, well, we can actually start arm the approach. Let's wait a little bit longer. Let's try and manage our speed now. 30 miles out. Maybe a little bit of speed brake. I think that's a TCAS warning. We could just disregard that. And I notice I'm a little bit scared of the throttle corner, so let's just see. This is idle, so that's obviously too far. But there, definitely, let's retract the speed brakes now. But it's a bit of a better place to be in. We're 10 miles out, and I think actually we should also be able to have the landing speed, so for our full flaps, 115. So we're pretty much established, so let's turn on glide slopes. You can see that's now armed, but it is not showing us 2 green lights yet, but it is definitely armed, and we're still below it at 2,000 feet. We're on 9.4 miles, so we just manage our speed from now on. And again, don't expect to see lights, so just going to, you know, it's going to be like a no visibility landing. We see the runway once we're pretty much hugging it. The speed 200 knots, let's go flap 2. Or actually, that is in this case flap 8, if I can see that correctly. And since I want to be on the safe side, gear down. And we get a little bit of drag. We're 7 miles out. Slightly early, but okay. 6.4, 6.5. Speed definitely dropping now. And we're in nose down position. And I think here is the glide slope. So are we? Yeah, we're captured.
Glide slope.
Thank you.
Flaps 25.
Thank you, Mike. That's absolutely helpful. But we do have to manage our speed ourselves still. So Mike can say whatever he wants, but we mess it up. He's just not counting on us for messing up. It would greatly help the timing of the video if you would just were to comply. Thank you. And we do have lights, I think. No, that's an aircraft. Okay, so what we're looking at, speed's getting low. So, a little bit more power. Just to keep us flying. And we are 3.4 miles. So again, don't expect runway lights, man. This will probably not be visible. It's a very nose-up position to be in. I don't think the glide slope is taking us down, man. That's messed up. Where are we now? 2 miles, autopilot off. Let's try and go for 1,000 feet. Man, I don't want to fly this circle again, man. But we may have to. Because,
Flux 42.
yeah, well, if we would land, but we will not. So I'm not going to land like this. So, flaps up, gear up, and full thrust. Let's go to 2,000 feet. And we go to heading mode. Heading, let's engage the autopilot. Heading. I do not want like this nose up position that much. That's totally, no man, we're not doing this. That's totally wrong. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, there you go. Shit. That's a shame. But yeah, she's definitely a challenge, I'll tell you that. So the next stream will probably be like Cessna Skyhawk. Something that I won't kill that much people. I just fly it out a little bit. And yeah, it was a shame. I'm curious to see the rerun, like the replay, what if I can find out like what was going on there. Obviously, like all of a sudden, okay, improvise or do some sort of a go around, you know. The first time I did it, it worked out perfectly. There was nothing wrong. We were on the runway heading, and we just kept on going. We set our altitude, then we flew a pattern, and then we changed our altitude towards the end of the pattern, took a left turn again, and we set up we got the localizer. But then the glide slope, it didn't take us down. It was so. I don't know if there's like an override or something, but I don't know. I'll look back. I'm really curious to see. As far as I knew, everything was supposed to work like this, but obviously it didn't, because otherwise you would not be staring at this screen right now. So yeah, that's a shame, but it was fun nonetheless. So I'm ready to do a third try, because now it's getting personal, you know. I mean, come on, let's get this sucker down. I flew this same very aircraft the other day, like a couple of weeks ago on the channel, with the VOR to VOR, landed as well, you know, so yeah, shame, we were almost there. It was really nice to like fly on the radio navigation the last bit and everything. It was pretty cool to see that it was working. Try to see what our deviation was from the central line when we were flagged back, you know, on the downwind leg. Yeah, and then we could see like the DME was counting down, you know, and then we were at some point it stopped at like 5.6, 5.5, and then it started going back up again. So we know we're like 5.5 miles from next to the airport now, you know. So that kind of stuff is really interesting to like you treat this airplane like a very old school kind of thing that it actually is, you know. And yeah, so this is definitely very cool, but it's a shame. I'm a little bit bummed that overstressed the aircraft, but you know, also like going up like insane. I don't know what went wrong there. Anyway, thank you very much for checking, man, and everybody stay funky and see you at the next video. Bye bye.